Good afternoon, hockey fans. We are just about ready to get started here. As you can see by the bench cam, the girls are coming out. Hang tight. Go ahead and watch from here. I'll be back at you. Hang tight, everybody. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing. All right, everybody, I'm back. 8 minutes to go here. We are spot on, 10-1. Looking good, being ready. All right. I just got to say, if all goes well today, the Wi-Fi is good right now. This could be not only the last broadcast of the year, I'm going to miss all of you, but it could be the best one. I'm just saying, could be the best. We've got, let me get out of here. We've got Scott's camera. We've got my camera. We've got goalie cam 1. We've got goalie cam 2. We have ref cam. We have bench cam. And we have booth cam. 7 cameras. We're all in. Uh-oh. Camera froze. Yeah, that was, for some reason, bench cam froze when it saw somebody. So, looking good. We have not seen, so this is a game of Lumberjacks versus Lumberjacks. The Cloquet Lumberjacks, the Bemidji Lumberjacks. Told the coach this one should be for a trophy. But unfortunately it's not. But Lumberjacks versus Lumberjacks here, so it's the battle of the Jacks. Girls got here about 10-12. They made good time, as did I. That's the best I could do on the ref cam there. It's kind of a center ice ref cam. I'm hoping the ref will stand out right about that second dash right there when he does penalties. We'll see. We'll see. Give you a view here. How about we do goalie cam and Scott's cam. Or TJ's, whoever shows up for color duty today. As of now, it's just me in the booth. So I'm going to give you a quick view of the arena around here. This is a cool old arena. I'm going to grab my camera here. So there's a jogging track that goes all the way around the top. You'll kind of be able to see an old wood ceiling structure. Very cool. Stands on this side. A couple of stands on the visitor side, but that jogging track goes all the way around. Nice scoreboard. And here come the Jacks for Cloquet. But again, that jogging track goes all the way around. Then off the end there's a warming area. There's a spot upstairs, downstairs. And of course, there's Corey. Wave, Corey. Wave. He didn't hear me. So, cool old rink here. Let me get my camera kind of dialed in here. The girls are right in front of us there. Maybe I'll kind of hit the bench here like that. And in the meantime, so the Cloquet Lumberjacks, they're in their home whites. They're trimmed in a little bit of the same colors as Thief River Falls. Kind of that blue and yellow, blue and gold, white helmets, white socks, white jerseys. Here, we'll give you a look at them. So we got a count here. Looks like they got 48, 11 players and a goalie. Looks like for Cloquet. Now your Jacks, on the other hand, we got 2 goalies, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 15 skaters and 2 goalies. Corey, do you need my cord or are you good? Good. Right now, it's just me in the booth. Hey, everybody. We are about ready to go here. 5:40 on the warm-up clock. Nice temperature in here. You know, it looks like they have a broadcast booth right above the score box, kind of second tier up there. I might have to go check that one out. If the ref cam isn't doing the trick from up here, from where it's currently at, it's really high up. I might have a spot to put it. We'll get that figured out for the varsity game for sure. Four minutes left here in warm-ups. So last regular season game of the year here for the JV and the varsity. Then the varsity will go on to sectionals for the playoffs. So this is the last official game of the year for the JV team. And sadly, last official broadcast, as we've been told, we're not able to because of Section 8 AA rules, and they sold the rights to the broadcasting. We cannot do the sectional game. So last one of the year, but this one could be the best of the year right here, right now. Got all 7 cameras fired up and good Wi-Fi. Let's hope it stays that way. Looks like all the coaches are ready to go. Again, let's get a quick look at the Lumberjacks. I'm just going to call them Cloquet. I got to get the scoreboard right. There we go. Schwartzy, if you're watching, I think I've got it all dialed in at the moment. Will you stay on standby? Get a ref cam view of some defense for Yeah, we got great signal at the moment. .120 here on the clock. And 22 seconds to go here. All right, the buzzer sounded. We are just about ready to get it started here. Getting the right zoomer in here. All right. Refs are checking the nets. Looks like it's going to be Byron in the net. Top of the morning to you, everybody. We are in the booth cam today. There's the bench cam. Thief Rivers at its bench. Looks like Carlson, Knutson, Grand, Frank, and Fuller. They've been your starting five-some here the last about 4 games. For Cloquet. Looks like they're about ready to go. Ref checks with both goalies. Yay! We are in. TJ's here, everybody.
Yeah. Coming in hot.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Perfect timing. Puck is down. Oh, a little bit of a clothesline there. But Carlson brings it into the offensive zone. Got Grand. Carlson shoots. That just goes wide left. A little battle along the near wall. It's going to be picked up by Fuller. She puts one on net. Saved by the goalie. And that one's going to come out to center. Cloquet throws it back to the point. Shot. Airborne. And Byron puts it in the mitt and says, give me a whistle. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it. Yes, you only have to text once. It was camera.
Yeah, red alert.
Red alert. So again, everybody, last regular season game this year. Cloquet throws it on net. Byron throws it in the mitt. And I love this old rink.
Yeah.
And besides that, it's got great Wi-Fi. We are set up. We've got all 7 cameras going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't get that often.
No. I got goalie cams. I got a ref cam over there. Hey,
nice.
You know what? Say good morning. You're on TV. Hey, booth cam. There you go. Shot goes wide of Byron. You know we got good Wi-Fi, and we put the booth cam in for those special occasions.
Yeah.
Cloquet trying to keep in the zone. Drops up. That's McLean. McLean trying to split the D. That gets knocked off her stick. Larson gives it the backhand. Wow, I haven't gone back and watched it yet. I'm going to do that, but that backhand goal by Larson. The wraparound try, that one goes out front. Larson back to Coe on defense. So Coe and McLean joining us for the JV game here. And here comes Cloquet. Can't really say the Jacks because they're both the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, so typically it will handle the broadcast. Anytime you say Jacks, you're talking Bemidji, and then for your away team, you're talking Cloquet.
Got it.
So
there you go, everybody.
Yep.
If we say Jacks, it's Bemidji.
Yep.
And we're just going to call them Cloquet.
That's right.
Good call. We got Wongberg joining us too here for the first period. So Wongberg, McLean, and Coe. Shot. Nice strong shot by O'Brien. Wongberg picks it up behind the nets, tries to center. Tried to get it over to Melcher. And that one comes back out to center and just kept Cloquet from getting a breakaway.
And what I liked about that last shot from O'Brien, she gets that shot from the top of the circle and she follows it all the way down, looking for that rebound. Didn't quite pop out to her, but she puts herself in the position for it.
It's always fun to pick up your own garbage. That's what your mom and dad taught you your whole life, so you might as well clean it up. Shot. Blocker saved by O'Brien. Wongberg trying to take on two girls from Cloquet, and then Stitzworth's going to pick it up. She tries to backhand it over to Pemberton. They go off on a change. Cloquet trying to split the D, got there. And Byron puts the mid on it. Good follow-up there by the Cloquet skater as well. There you go, bench cam.
Yeah, nice back and forth game here to start. Looks pretty competitive, and that's what you're looking for in hockey here. So 3 minutes in, the Lumberjacks holding their own, getting a couple of good opportunities, and Cloquet coming back with a few as well.
Cloquet from the point. That one went off Grand. Grand blocks another pass attempt. Byron's going to play it to the back wall. Fuller goes into the corner. This one's going to come back. Grand's going to try and get a handle on it. Carlson's going to go after it. Right out front. Tipped, and a great save by Byron. Sliding save. Gets it in the breadbasket.
She's sliding to her left, as that centering pass comes through. And what a great job by Cloquet, even to get enough on that. But that was a nice, hard redirect that she put up in the air as well. It's exceedingly difficult for her defense and for the goaltender to get, so good job for Bemidji.
And Byron's not sleeping early, so she must have got the nap in on the bus. Back to the point, and they throw it back in deep, so Cloquet getting a bit of mojo going here. Frank's going to pick it up. Now she sees some real estate. Thought about giving it over to Grand. She gets ridden out along the boards. And they're going to ring it around the wall. Frank will be the first one there. Throws it on net, tipped out front. Oh, great save by the Cloquet goalie. And then they throw it back to Fuller. Fuller throws one towards the net. That looked like it went off the back of one of the Cloquet girls. Out to Frank. She keeps it in the offensive zone. And now Cloquet clears, and that should be icing. And it is. So both teams going to switch them up. Pretty even so far.
Yeah, yep, it appears that way. You look at shots on goal, looks relatively the same. But also, what's more of an indicator would be, how much time you spend in the offensive zone, and can you move the puck around? And Bemidji's been able to do that.
Cloquet is going to control off the face-off here. They're going to throw it up. And that was Coe. And Byron just in the nick of time.
Oh, that's a trip.
No call.
I mean, it wasn't a purposeful trip, but, it doesn't matter. If you mean to intend to do it or not.
That one kept in by Cloquet. And now it comes out to center. TJ, I swear that's Lossing in a number 3 jersey. Lossing shoots. Saved by the Cloquet goalie. And now back, Winkler gets in the way.
Yeah, that could be, right? Yep.
Yeah, that's not Co.
Yeah.
So
looks a little bit too tall.
Yeah. So I think that's Lossing. Otherwise, we sandbag a girl on the way here and pick somebody up wanting to play some hockey. So number 14 is number 3 at the moment. Wongberg behind the net. O'Brien and Melcher pop out on defense. O'Brien pinches. Nice back check by Stitsworth. Shot. Saved by Byron. And now O'Brien picks up, is going to go behind her own net. She throws it off the wall. Going to be controlled by Cloquet. Pemberton then picks it up. She's going to go around the other way. She gets caught from behind. And Cloquet with some space right into the slot. Picked up by Melcher. And that one just comes out to center. And we get an offsides call. So a face-off just outside the Jack zone here.
It's interesting they blew it off sides right away.
Yeah, normally they let them check up. Yeah. I was just wondering what the ref was saying to the coach there.
He might have called it intentional offsides.
Sure.
You know, and so then that gives you the face-off. But
yeah, but then they would have moved it to center or something.
Yeah, sure.
Frank picks it up. That one splits the wickets of Fuller, who lost the handle. That one's going to come over to Knutson, who centers for Frank. Now back to the point and all the way back down to the Cloquet zone here. Thought the goalie might play it. This one's come up ice. Fuller keeps it in. And now it comes out to center where Carlson will play it. Frank will pick it up, going to her own blue line. Throws a backhander up to McLean. Goes down in a pile. Fuller now picks it up. He tries to get it in deep. No dice, and now Cloquet is going to pick it up, throw it off the far wall. And that one finally makes it to Grand. Grand will do the right thing and chuck it in deep, go off for a change. So McLean heading for the corner. So McLean, Church, Larson out there. They're going to wrap it around the wall. This one makes it back to Winkler. Winkler throws it towards the net. That's blocked by a Cloquet player. Church has it. Tries to get it to McLean. That didn't work. And now it pops out to Frank. Jacks throw it back in deep. Winkler's going to try and keep it in the offensive zone. She does. And this one now comes out to center. Cross ice pass. Larson on the chase. I'm pretty sure that's Lossing. Church. That one's. Oh! Not very often does a low one get by Byron. Hard low shot. She must have just missed it with the flipper.
Yeah, and she was going to sweep that to her right. So might have just got a little bit further out with that leg, or it may have just deflected a bit and shifted back inside.
And Cloquet takes a 1-0 lead. So Wongberg tries to throw it up ice. She goes down in a heap. Cloquet rounds the corner. So number 16 for Cloquet gets the credit for the goal. And we're going to get a face-off to the right of Byron.
That'll be freshman Audrey Marsh gets the goal. A defenseman for their Cloquet.
Always good to get that production out of your D. This one comes out to the point. Shot low again. Well played by Winkler. Lossing tries to get it up to Wongberg. Winkler now in the corner. She throws it up ice, trying to get it over to Stitsworth. And the Jacks throw it up ice, and icing's a call again. So Cloquet with a little bit more mojo at the moment. It's amazing how putting one in the net gives you a little bit of extra jump for a few minutes.
Yeah,
this one to the right of Byron again. Carlson gets it up ice to Knutson. And now this is going to go back to Melcher. Melcher off to Grand. Grand tried to get it over to Knutson. Carlson gets in the offensive zone. Comes back to Knutson, top of the circle. Shot, saved by Cloquet goalie. Oh, and the rebound just went wide. This one chips it past O'Brien. Shot, that goes wide left of Byron. O'Brien goes back the other way. Tries to throw it off of Knutson. The Jacks changing that one, got caught up in the ref skates. And looks like icing's on the on Cloquet.
Yeah, so about half, just over halfway through the period here, and maybe you see a little bit more offense out of Cloquet here, but just kind of an inadvertent goal on the goal for Cloquet, just as the defenseman rips a little wrister, comes in, and perhaps a deflection. Otherwise, maybe a misplay by the goaltender. But boy, it's just a matter of inches at some point. But it kind of caught everybody by surprise. I think it caught both teams by surprise. That goal, that puck ended up going in.
Exactly. The Jacks threw it out of play up into the stands on the far side of the rink. So we'll get a face-off to the left of Byron. Jacks win it, goes over to Frank. Frank makes a move up ice. Scott Larson. And now she throws it in deep, played by the goalie, who says, "Give me a whistle." Looks like the Jacks going to change up the forwards here. Face-off won by the Jacks. This one going to come out to Frank. She keeps it in. Fuller played it up to Wongberg. Wongberg with a takedown. She gets hog-tied. We're going to get a whistle here and a penalty. Holding. We'll check the ref cam here. See what he says. Just at the bottom of the screen there. He's calling it a hold. So number 9 for Cloquet on the hold. Face off to the left of the Cloquet goalie here. Knutson, Carlson, Larson, Fuller, and Frank are your penalty power play girls. Carlson with a stuff truck attempt. And goalie gets the mid on it. Says, "Give me a whistle."
Yeah, Carlson was quick on that too, picking up the puck along the boards back behind the net, and then taking a couple of quick steps and a swing around.
Good try. Carlson on the draw. She wins it back to Fuller. Fuller over to Frank. Frank makes a quick move. Picking her spot. Just wide. She was looking for just inside the post. Nice hard shot, but went wide. This one's coming up ice. Fuller Throws it out front. Knutson picks it up. She tries to hit Frank. Frank nicely goes skate to stick. Carlson with it. She throws it on net. Saved by the goalie. Just popped out. That one's going to come back to Frank. Frank makes a quick move. She sees some space. Makes another move. Top of the circle. Shot. And the goalie put in the mitt and says, give me a whistle.
Yeah, off the face-off, Bemidji did a good job getting that out to Fuller at the far side point. And instead of taking that shot with a defender in front, Fuller decides to come back to the D on the near side where Frank is there, and then she was wide open. Kind of a perfect setup with that as Frank just kind of drifted into the slot area between the circles. And you're right, she had a chance to pick her spot. Wanted to go on that right post, but just missed it outside.
Yeah, just missed it. Had plenty of time. Sometimes you got almost too much time.
Yeah.
This one over to Lossing. Lossing gets the shot off. So far, TJ, the Cloquet goalie looks pretty solid.
Yeah, haven't quite tested her, I think, too much. A lot of the shots coming in a good spot. There, goaltender gets a good open look at it, and it comes high to the glove side, which that's the easier spot to get. If it's high and on that stick side, it's a lot harder to save that.
Kept in by O'Brien. She throws it on net. That misses. Longberg picks it up in the corner. She throws it around. Grand's going to try and get over there. Kept in by O'Brien. Over to Wongberg. Wongberg shoots. Oh, Grand had the the one-timer on the back door.
Yeah, she was open.
Saved by the goalie.
Yeah, great job by Wangberg just to be able to see that was open down there with Olivia and getting it down there to Grand.
Grand throws it out front. Puck's loose. Still loose.
I think the whistle blew. No?
Icing's now waved off. So both teams back to full strength here. McLean gets it to Carlson. McLean's going off on a change. Carlson's driving. She blew a tire.
Yeah, she had to turn hard to get back in on net. Defender to skate in there as well. It can be hard to stay up.
Gets it over to Knutson. And now this one's going to come back to Frank again. Pass was tipped by Cloquet. Gets by Lossing, now picked up by Frank. Frank with a quick move. Again, Frank seeing some green space. She's going to take care of it. Tries to chip it past the D. Corrals it up from the slot. Shot, that got blocked. Cloquet gains the offensive zone. Guy goes wide left of Byron. They tried to center out front. That one went right through the crease. And now gets thrown up ice. That one's going to hit the net, so icing's waved off. Cloquet gains the offensive zone. Now going to circle behind the net. Church will pick it up along the near wall. She tries to stretch it out. Stitsworth had a plan, but just missed. Frank over to Fuller. Fuller off the wall, tried to hit Church. Kept in by Cloquet. Now back to Fuller again. She goes over to Frank. And now Pemberton tries to get a handle on it. At least it comes out to center. Shot saved by Byron. Fuller was pestering that center right in front of the net, and she still got her stick on it.
Yeah, got good wood on the little wrister, kind of poked it up. Another hard save for Byron. She had to slide to her left, but once they get poked up in the air so short like that, it can be hard to track or get your eyes back on it. But Byron did a good job of getting that into her mitt.
Pemberton, Stitsworth, and Larson. Stitsworth gets it out of the zone. 1:27 to go here in the first. Shot that one looked like it was blocked by Lossing, a.k.a. number 3 Co. Shot. That one's going to get over to Stitsworth. Cloquet picks it up on the far wall. Lossing will grab it. She throws it off the wall. She's going to try and get to it first. Does chip it by the D. But now Cloquet throws it up one-on-one here against Winkler. Shot, save, Byron. Big save for Byron.
Yeah, Winkler on defense, even though she misses on the poke, it forces that forward to come in and into a specific track that makes it easier for the goaltender to know where the puck's going to be coming from. So even if you're not getting the puck, you want to be able just to force that defender down a specific spot.
Here comes Cloquet, shot. Byron tries to put it in the mitt, didn't corral it, let the rebound come out. She had to make a second save there. So Cloquet with a few tough saves on Byron. McLean picks it up, trying to split the D. Makes a quick move. Oh, and just lost the handle.
Well, that was the fourth player for her to try and get by as well. So she had already gotten by 3.
And that's going to wrap up the first. House is showing the shots at 12-12.
Yeah, Bemidji, especially probably that last 4 or 5 minutes, when you throw the penalty on there, right? Good power play for Bemidji with a number of scoring opportunities.
For sure.
Even after Cloquet was able to kill that off, Bemidji, just spending more time in that offensive zone. And more importantly, great passes, finding that open skater, trying to get into a higher quality shot, doing a great job of getting them there, and unfortunately just not getting the payoff. But I tell you what, Doug, you keep putting yourself in that position, and the goals are going to come.
Yep.
More so than just throwing it in or trying to hit from the blue line.
Yep.
Put yourself
you start throwing
in good
those passes
spots,
around.
Get good shots, and the goals will come. So.
That one that Frank missed, I think she scores 6 out of 10.
Yeah,
you put her in that spot again.
Yep. Yeah, the goalie was on an island
yep.
too at that point because she didn't come out to create an angle on it either. So a lot of those edges were open. You get to pick your spot. And Kyler Frank, she was skating in on that shot. She picked inside post and just missed it.
Yep. And sometimes that happens. All right, the refs look like they're just about ready. Of course, the door is open here over on our side. Jacks are still getting a talking to by the coach. So Maddie, of course, out there dancing. So players joining us from varsity for this period. Definitely is George.
Yeah, just getting warmed up. And that's a tough thing to do, to come in and just play one period on JV because especially with the first or second period because
right.
you're getting dressed, you're getting yourself warmed up, you're playing that one period, and then you have a long pause.
Where if it's the third, you go right off the ice into warm-ups into the first period of varsity.
Yep, it's a little easier from that third. But first and second, I just want to highlight, the difficulty it is for these players as well. It's not just all fun and games. It ends up, making it a bit hard, but it just shows their versatility to be able to do that.
Yep. So face-off one here by the Jacks. Goes back to Fuller. She throws it over to Grand. That didn't work so good. Back to Fuller. She throws it back up ice. Goes to a Cloquet player. Fuller then gets it over to Frank. Frank then is going to drive up the ice. She takes a pretty good bump.
Stayed on her feet.
Yep. Fuller keeps it in the offensive zone. And Cloquet is coming out trying to get around Frank. Nice job by both Frank and Fuller there. That girl goes in a spinorama. And now Knutson with it.
And they got tied up with each other. Certainly it wasn't interference. They were both skating off in that direction.
Frank shot right in the old bread basket. Cloquet goalie says, give me that whistle.
Yeah, and that one, she did a good job of being able to play that off her inside skate, play it up to herself, and then get a good hard wrister off as well. And, unfortunately just got it more into the body of the goaltender. But it's a good play to be able to get in there and get that shot off.
So interestingly here, McLean playing 2 periods. Really? On the huddle? On the live barn? Nice. So if you want a different aspect from one camera rather than 7, we're on the live barn. We're right underneath it. Cloquet picks it up at center, steals. This one comes back to Winkler. And now Cloquet throws it in to the offensive zone. And Lossing's still out there with us. Shot. This one played by Winkler. And now Larson. She gets pestered from behind. Church pokes it past the D. Church tries to center. And that gets stolen away by Cloquet. Pemberton. This is around to Church. Church gets the shot off. Saved by the goalie. Stitsworth got a wrap on one. Went off the side of the net. Back to Lossing. She keeps it in. And then Stitsworth whacked it back to the far wall. And now Lossing will pick it up at the hash mark. She throws it towards the net. Puck's out front. It's loose. And shot just goes wide. And Cloquet is going to throw it up ice. And looks like it's got the gas for icing, and it does.
Getting notes that 21 is Ronigan. Is Addie.
Ah, that's why. We might have had a couple of girls leave their jerseys, somewhere other in the, maybe there's somewhere. So 21 is not McLean. It is Ronigan. Thank you. But 3 has got to be Lossing. Yeah. George out there with Pemberton and Stitsworth, it looks like. Nice job by Melcher, but it gets by her. George wraps it around the far wall, picked up nicely by O'Brien. And now out to the point. Shot. That one went off of George. Good to see George 100%. She took a pretty good crunch and munch at the last game. Missed about the last third period, so glad she's good to go. O'Brien tries to get it to George. Picked up by Cloquet here. Now back to the point. Shot. Save Byron. Back to the point again.
Bemidji is a bit tired out there.
Right out front, but on the backhand.
See how much space there is. So they're 5-on-5, and back defensively at the point. They got a lot of space for those 2 defenders.
Shot low. That one went wide left of Byron. Yeah, Jacks need a change. And that one's just going to pop out of the offensive zone for Cloquet. They need to check up.
Yeah, and Bemidji's on the opposite side right now. So the opposite blue line is where the
long
bench is.
change. Yeah. Carlson tries to get it over to George. George caught it in the air and tried to lay it down for herself.
Yeah, that was like a wide receiver. She had to get that arm up, be able to catch the puck, and then try and bring it down in front. And still get your stick on
Not
it.
quite the hands of Justin Jefferson there.
Yeah.
That didn't quite get the perfect lay down on the stick. So hand pass was the call, which is going to bring this all the way back to the Jacks zone here. Face off coming to the left of Byron. Going to be controlled by the Jacks. Frank gets it over to Fuller. Fuller up the wall to Grand. Nice pass. Using those geometry skills. Knutson tries to make the turn. Nice move, but now the pass goes to Cloquet. And now back to Frank. Frank over to Fuller. Fuller tries to hit Knutson. Knutson missed it. Played by Winkler. She gets a little bit of a crunch and munch. Or a sandwich. Frank tries to make the spin. Lost the handle. Right in the slot. Shot. That one was airmailed over the net. FedEx didn't pay their bill, so I didn't bring that up.
Another note confirming that 21 is run again and 3 is lossing.
Perfect. Thank you, Sonia. Confirmed, 3 is lossing. And 21 is run again. So over to Fuller. You know, we've been doing this all year. We should get the official notes at a time. No more surprises.
Not sure why the sports information department doesn't get that out to the rest of the media.
Yep. Driving is Cloquet. Lost the handle. Just goes wide left to Byron.
Uh-oh.
Frank comes in. No call.
Well, that one could have been for a call on Bemidji.
This one comes around to Fuller. She tries to pick it up. She throws it back off the wall to Frank. Frank hits Winkler, who seems to be playing forward right now. And that's going to be icing on the Jacks. Yeah, so maybe the coach is letting them try a different position or two.
Yeah, seeing Mackie Winkler take a spot with the forwards on the bench.
Cloquet goes back to the point. Now to the other one. Not much on the shot. Byron plays it to the back wall. Didn't have a lot on that either.
Well, and Runnigan did a great job on lifting the stick as that forward was coming in.
Stretch pass out to George. Pestered from behind. George shoots. What a save by the goalie again. Goalie for Cloquet, keeping him in it. I should have had the goalie cam on that one as she was coming in. I got to start doing that.
And George receiving the pass from behind, able to split the defenders, get between them.
That was a great stretch pass.
Tried to do a quick double move. Then as she got it back on the forehand, ends up shooting it in, going for 5-hole, but at that point the goaltender had already gone down early. So 5-hole was close.
So 2-on-2 comes Cloquet. Good stick work there by Runnigan. Pemberton tries to pick it up. And shot. That one goes off. Byron got a great save on that. This one up to George.
Yeah, Byron had to, she got down sliding to her left, but able to get her arm down along the ice as well to be able to cut that off.
George going wide on the forehand. Lost the handle. Now she's got to go to get it in the corner. And Cloquet coming out with some space. That one goes up to Lossing. Over to Gran. Gran loses the handle. Lossing's going to pick it up and go wide. Tries to get it past the D. That gets tipped off her stick. Called good at the line is George. Lossing off. Melcher on. And Gran threw it back to the point. Just comes out of the zone. O'Brien throws it up ice to Carlson. George picks it up. Throws it on net. Puck is loose. Melcher tries to pinch, but it comes out to center. O'Brien's got to be the first one there. Just gets enough whack on it to get it out to the neutral zone. Now back to O'Brien again. O'Brien does the old spinorama. And it gets caught up in the skates of O'Brien. Boy, tough sledding through the neutral zone here.
Yeah.
Knutson now loose. Tried to get a pass over to Winkler. Got the shot off. Good save by the goalie. Do we have a name on number 1 for
the goaltender?
Yeah, for Cloquet.
It's Mackenzie Graham, 9th grader.
For Graham. She's playing really well so far. So Graham in net for Cloquet. O'Brien comes away with it. Stretch pass out to Winkler. Winkler hits Larson. Larson trying to turn the corner. And no call on anything there. Winkler, she'll throw back around. Comes back to Frank. Frank throws it towards the net. That kind of trickles wide left of the goalie, of Graham.
Winkler got her stick tied up by the defenseman in front.
Fuller keeps in the offensive zone, now driving to the hash mark, still has it. Does the old spinorama, throws it off the ref. And she's 1-on-2 over there. Now Winkler going in to help. This one's going to come around to Frank. She pinches and is going to wrap it around the other way again. Fuller keeps in the offensive zone again, but now it'll pop out to center. Well, Frank will grab it. 6:47 and counting here left in the second. Still 1-0 is your score. Fuller throws it over to Church. Church has it. She's going to throw it in deep. Jacks are changing. George, Pemberton, and Stitsworth pop out. That one should be icing on Cloquet, and we get a whistle.
Yeah, that one was intentional. If you notice the bench for Cloquet as well, significantly shorter than Bemidji's.
11 skaters.
So they've got enough for an extra shift of forwards and defense. So
yep. They were warming up with 4 forwards and seven forwards. For D, 7 forwards. Pemberton won the draw, but it goes back to Cloquet. Now coming out to center. Runnigan's got it. She throws it over to Lossing. Lossing tries to get it out of the zone. Runnigan's going to have to go get it. She threads one to Lossing. Now Pemberton tries to hit George. George can split the D. She does. Trying again. George. Another save by Graham. And George is not a happy camper. Back to Runnigan.
She gets one more of those.
Yeah.
I bet she scores.
She reacts that way one more time. She can get a, what am I thinking? Not disorderly.
Unsportsmanlike?
Unsportsmanlike, thank you. Tongue was tied. Disorderly conduct. Hey, unsportsmanlike. Not really allowed to be slamming your stick around. Lossing behind her own net. She throws it into the near corner. But yeah, Graham has stuffed George twice. George trying again to get by the D. No luck there. Sorry, Curie. I got it switched. Byron with the save. And that one's going to come out to neutral zone. Cloquet driving with some speed. Now looking for somebody to pass to. Tried the backhand, hit the side of the net. Already switched it.
That's going to be on Lossing.
So it looks like the Jacks going to go shorthanded here for a cross check.
That was over in the corner. Lossing got her hands up a bit high with the stick as well.
So Lossing's going to get 2 minutes here with 4:24 to go in the second. House has the Jacks out shooting the Cloquet 18-17. So we're going to get a face-off now to the left of Byron. Frank tries to throw it up ice. Fuller tries to get it out of the zone. George going to pick it up. George driving through the neutral zone.
Just lost it.
Frank over to Fuller. Fuller back to George. George tips it off the wall. Larson throws it up ice. George gets there first. And she goes down in a heap. Cloquet coming back the other way. Got around Larson, trying to get around Frank. Frank pokes it off her stick. Tries to get it out. A little bit of a flubber bubber on that one. Shot goes to wide left of Byron. Cloquet now trying to set up behind the net. Shot, save Byron. Says, give me a whistle. With 52 to go here in the second. Faceoff comes back to the point. Carlson will gather it up behind her own net. Makes a quick move. Another one that's going to come out to the neutral zone. And Cloquet throws it into their own bench.
Oh, they're going to center.
O'Brien gets hauled down, no call. He did end up putting his arm up. That's for the trip on O'Brien, I believe, which is going to put, for the trip, it's going to put Cloquet in the box, number 8 there. What do you know about her, TJ?
It's Reese Bergen, freshman forward.
So 4-on-4 for 28 here. Then the Jacks will go on a power play with 2:51 to go here in the second. And that one gets thrown all the way up the ice. Frank throws it up to Carlson. Or excuse me. Yeah, that was Carlson. Oh no, it was Knutson. Cloquet picks it up. Goes back to Fuller. Fuller throws it up ice, tries to get it to Knutson. So Lossing goes back to the bench. She goes out. Larson hops on the ice. Fuller throws it over to Frank. Frank's going to drive. She gains the offensive zone. Jacks are good at the blue line. Chipped up ice by Runnigan. That one goes all the way up ice. The Jacks will have to go 200 feet with 1:05 left. Played to Fuller by Byron. Fuller chips it up ice to Frank. This one comes back to Fuller. Fuller hits Pemberton, but she kind of lost the handle. And that's going to be offsides on the Jacks.
You know, just outside of the zone. So, you know, I'd like to have seen, you know, if there could have been a little bit more time on 4-on-4. I feel like with just a little bit of extra space, you know, might give Bemidji what they need. You know, they've been playing very well here in the second period. The goal for Cloquet, they scored about halfway through that first period, and kind of just a harmless shot that they ended up scoring on. But Bemidji's had a number of opportunities since then. Just too bad they haven't gotten the equalizer yet.
So Cloquet still shorthanded. This one will get Melcher. Pick it up along the wall. She gets it over to Pemberton. Now Melcher's got to clean it up again. She's going to try the other way. Over to Larson. Larson snaps one over to Runnigan.
Good one-time pass.
Runnigan gets around 1D. Gets around the other on the backhand. Now she'll throw it up ice to O'Brien. O'Brien over to Melcher. Melcher tries to hit Larson. Larson throws it out front. Full strength here for Cloquet. With 40 seconds left. Melcher going behind her own net. She'll swing it around to Pemberton. Cloquet bats it in deeper again. And now Runnigan will pick it up. She makes a quick move to go up ice. Hits Larson on the right wing. Larson kind of whiffed on the entry pass. This one over to Cloquet's shot. Blocker save Byron. 9 seconds to go. This should about wrap up the second period. Over to Larson, only 2 to go. That ends the second. So really pretty tight-knit game here. I mean, it could easily be 0-0, 1-0, 2-2.
Yep. Yeah, pick your score. I mean, it could be any of those. Bemidji certainly has played well enough to be in the lead here. And in fact, if I didn't look at the scoreboard, I might say that. I don't think that Bemidji does much anything different, right? I think the worst of it is when they get caught out in a long shift, and Cloquet able to kind of hold the zone at that point. But that's normal.
Yeah.
That's nothing to complain about. I mean, that's
when
just
you're
hockey.
out of gas.
Yeah,
you're out of gas.
Just hockey. Sometimes you get caught out there. What the key is in those situations, Doug, when you're caught out on a long shift, you can get yourself in a bad position. And when you get in a bad position, that's when penalties come. That's when you take penalties. And so, to not have that additional thing that the
tendency is to start using your stick to slow somebody down instead of your feet to stay
or you're
with
whacking
them.
it in there, and it's suddenly now it's an interference call or a hooking call, and goodness, and not only just where you're stuck out there for a long shift, now you're coming out on a penalty kill as well. And so, but being able to avoid that, has been great. And I think in the offensive zone, just being able to find space, good passes. They've got breakaways, and having scoring opportunities. Unfortunately,
and both goalies have, done really well. I mean, Graham for Cloquet. Wow, she's stopped George a couple of times. She's had some really tough saves. Easily 1 or 2 of those could have gone in. And Byron, the same thing.
Right.
They've had a couple of great opportunities on her where she was sliding in the right spot where she's supposed to be, and she saved them, but they were tough shots.
Yep. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody, quick opportunity to go get those snacks and beverages here. We got the Zamboni going around. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back at you here in a few minutes. Hang tight, everyone. As you can see, we got 3:35 on the clock, but the girls have come out of the locker room. They're coming onto the bench. Getting ready for the third period here. Refs give them the signal. They can get out on the ice.
Yeah, he's going to go bang the horn. Yeah, ice is nice and dry.
I was thinking that too. I mean, yeah.
There comes Cloquet.
Nice rink here. I like this rink.
Yeah, you know, kind of a two-rink complex, too. They're separated, but they got their youth hockey rink next door as well. That one's smaller, doesn't have the big stands.
And I've been told a lot colder.
That's good. Yeah, it's
Not
colder.
just colder, a lot colder.
Yep.
Happy wearing this one. This is a nice barn.
Yeah. You do have the ability to, down at the lower level, they've got windows from the entryway, so you can stand in a warm area and watch.
Yeah. But it's not bad in here at all.
Yeah. Yeah, good ice, though. Taking a look at some of the banners, you know, up here. Cloquet Lumberjacks girls hockey last played in the state tournament in 2020. Looks like they've got 6 state tournament appearances dating back to 2002. Second place and consolation champions is the
best they've done.
The best they've finished.
Which would be third place for those of you in Rio Linda.
Well, the consolation, you lose that first round and then go in the consolation bracket.
Oh, so sure, it wouldn't be. Oh,
yeah.
See there, I messed it up. So it's not third.
Yeah.
It's first in the consolation side.
Yep. Yeah. So you lose that first round game and then the losers bracket, so to speak, but the consolation bracket.
Which I suppose is fifth.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah. 17 minutes on the clock, everybody. As you can see, we've set up score camera there. Scoreboard cam. Cloquet throws it up ice. Kept in by Knutson. Gives it over to Grand. Grand shoots. Saved by the goalie.
Yeah, so
that's Graham for the goalie, not Grand.
And starting off the third period, you know, much like they ended the second, so maintaining that momentum be a big thing here for the Lumberjacks as they try and just find that equalizer. They say shots on goal are the same, but boy, quality shots or scoring opportunities, I think, is heavily in favor of Bemidji.
Frank throws it over to Fuller, who then dishes it up to Grand. Grand throws it back in the zone. Nice play by the three of those girls. This one back to Frank. She throws it up ice. That hit Carlson, I think. Frank throws it up ice. Grand didn't see it. She now tries to center. Tipped off a skate and just missed going to the inside post. Yeah, Fuller to pick it up on the near wall.
Goal ended up being open at that point as the puck came across. But, yeah, unfortunately, Grand just didn't see the puck come down.
Frank driving top of the circle on the backhand. Throws it back to Fuller. She throws it back in deep. Grand now gets it over to Runnigan. Runnigan tries to center for Church. That hit a Cloquet girl. And that one got by Fuller. Over to Runnigan. Church in there to go get it. And now Cloquet drives the other wall. Larson's there. So Jack's doing a good job keeping it in the offensive zone here. Fuller goes out, Winkler comes on, but here comes Cloquet with some speed. Winkler drives her wide, right out front. Oh, shot just goes wide left of Byron. Now regular Co is out there in number 3. We got normal Co and then Lossing Co. Blocked by Winkler. Cloquet chips it again. That one goes just wide of Byron. Larson chipped it out to Runnigan. Right in the slot. That one goes wide right of Byron. Now behind the net for Cloquet. Regular Co in there battling. And now back to the point. From the circle, that one blocked by Co. Shot missed. Larson hits Co. She throws it up ice. Picked off by Melcher. And now Pemberton tried to get a handle on it. Cloquet throws it cross ice. Here they come, chased by Knutson and Frank. Knutson now has it. She lost her stick. There it is in the far corner. Melcher brings it to the near wall. Stitsworth does a little crunch and munch on a Cloquet girl. She's slow to get up, but now she's up. Frank steals. She's going to try and drive, does the old spinorama and tries to throw it in deep. Comes back to Stitsworth, who whacks it off the leg of Frank. And Cloquet is going to wrap it all the way in deep. And Frank's going to bring it around to the near wall. Cloquet after it with some speed. Now Knutson after it. Cloquet picks it up along the end wall. Goes off the back of the net. Fuller's going to bring it into the offensive zone. Now chased by Grand. Cross ice. Trying to get around Winkler. Saved by Byron. Carlson. It's Fuller. Fuller hits Winkler. Winkler hits Grand, and Grand just lost the handle, but tipped into the zone by Co. Now back to Carlson, over to Fuller. Or excuse me, that was Runnigan. Fuller over to Winkler. Winkler off the skates of Grand. .11:23 and counting. Grand throws it towards the net, picked off by a Cloquet girl. And the arm's up, and that'll be icing.
Cloquet has a couple of shifts in which they've been able to hold the offensive zone for a bit, but other than that, they're struggling just to string together their offense. And so Bemidji just doing a good job defensively of plugging up those holes and not allowing them to cross.
Melcher threw it towards the net, played to the back wall by the goalie. That one comes out to Melcher again, who blew a tire. Nice back check by Co. Co still in there working hard, along with O'Brien. Cloquet to the top of the circle. That one just went over the top of the net. Melcher in there in the corner. And Cloquet is content to throw it into the far corner. Out to the point. Shot. Puck's loose out front. Saved by Byron. Knutson with it. She gets it up to Larson, who's going to throw it in deep. Runnigan off on a change. Pemberton and Stitsworth out. Cloquet coming up the left side. Shot. Awkward puck there. Didn't have a lot on it. Byron got the mid on it, but it looked like she was dropping on the way
quick,
in.
A sinker coming her way.
There you go, the sinker. We've had the football analogies and the baseball analogies. Haven't got my golf ones in yet. Cloquet throws it back to the point. Nice job by Frank to knock it off her stick, but none of the Jacks wanted to pick it up.
All three of them thought somebody else was going to take it.
Goes into the far corner, still controlled by the Jacks. Now Frank has a handle on it. She's going to spin it around to, couldn't tell, Stitsworth. Back to Frank. Frank wraps it around the back wall. It's going to be picked up by Cloquet again. Tipped up high behind the net. Frank tries to give it to Stitsworth. Now back to Frank again. Pemberton throws it into the offensive zone, and the arm's up for icing with 8:51 to go. Jacks now getting outshot there, as you can see, 24-19. Face-off coming to the left of Byron.
Yeah, nearing that halfway point of the period. It's been another good one for Bemidji, but unfortunately it just doesn't show up on the scoreboard quite yet.
Cloquet along the hash marks. Shot, save Byron. She puts it in the mitt. Says, give me that whistle. Jack's going to change them up here. Winkler and O'Brien out on defense. Carlson, Coe, and Grand, although controlled by Cloquet. They go out to the point. Carlson tips it off the wall. Coe's got it along the far wall. She's driving in deep. Carlson tries to get it out to the point, but Cloquet throws it up ice. That's not going to have the mustard to get to the icing. Winkler smartly goes in, not knee first. That might leave a mark, but she's not going to get hurt too bad there. That could have been ugly.
Yep.
That one played by Carlson. Carlson, she's going to throw it into the offensive zone. Yeah, she spun just at the last minute, so she didn't go knee first.
Should be icing.
A lot more cushion on your thighs and Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah.
7:46 to go. Go ahead and let us know if you like the scoreboard cam. That was TJ's idea. Haven't had that one before.
Yeah, always improving the productions.
Yep. Always making sure we can make it better. Frank throws it along the back wall. Larson's going to try and get there. Tries to center. It's loose out front.
Golly. You know,
that one almost went in off a skater. It could have hit the goalie skate.
Yeah, it deflected off his skate and nearly just went in from there, but it sat down just inside the crease, but just didn't have anybody in the spot for it.
Cloquet driving, just couldn't get the last handle on it to get the good shot off.
And that was Frank with a good job of the poke. It's that stick lifted.
Shot. Byron got the mid on it. That was heading right for the corner of the net. Melcher tries to give it a whack to get out of the zone. Knutson now is going to get there. Just barely. Runnigan with some space. Oh,
just
got
missed.
caught up in the D.
Yeah, if she had one more poke on that, I think she would have been able to control it.
Ref thought about throwing his arm up on a hook, but didn't. Coe dishes it over to Frank. Now Coe's going to tip it into the offensive zone. Stitsworth throws across ice, goes right to a Cloquet player. 6:13 to go. To Stitsworth. Pemberton chasing. 6 minutes to go here, everybody. Jacks need to get one in the net. Knutson trying to get a little space. Nothing doing there. Frank throws it up ice. Frank's out, Fuller's on. Knutson throws it into the offensive zone. Winkler's off, Coe's on. Stitsworth's off, Grand's on. Winkler keeps in the offensive zone. Coe's down there with Pemberton. Coe picks it up in the corner. Grand is out front. Pemberton's along the back wall. She dishes it back to Winkler. Winkler tees one up. That could have been an 8-iron. Coe into the corner. Tries to get it back to Fuller. Fuller gets it back in deep. Pemberton's off. Carlson's on. Winkler, good job to keep it in the offensive zone here. Now Cloquet is going to pick it up. 2-on-2, trying to get around Coe. This one's going to wrap all the way around. Back to Grand. 4:17 to go. Fuller gets it up ice. Cloquet trying to get it out of the defensive zone here. Carlson tries to move it forward. Winkler with a nice job. Comes out to center. To Grand. Grand 1-on-2. Cloquet going behind their own net. Gets by Larson. Melcher threw it up ice. That didn't get out of the zone. They tried to center on the backhand. Tipped and just goes off the side of the net. Pemberton sees Larson. She's 1-on-2. Ooh, just couldn't get the handle on it. Three minutes to go. This one along the far wall to Pemberton. She tries to get it over to Larson. Fuller gets it up ice. Fuller off, O'Brien on. Runnigan, Coe, Larson, Melcher out there. 2:26 to go here, TJ. We need to get some offense going.
Yep.
That one comes to Larson. She spins the D around, going wide, gets the shot off, and the goalie says right in the mitt.
Yeah, and unfortunately, just a lot of the shots for Bemidji.
I'm going to go timeout Bemidji here.
Have been, just a little bit, more at the goaltender. And so, unfortunately, not translating into goals, but you're saying generate more offense. Bemidji, I think, has done a good
They're
job
trying
throughout most of this game to be able to do it. I think maybe the second half of the first period, Cloquet kind of carried play for that, but periods 2 and 3, by and large, have gone in favor of Bemidji.
Yeah. So what do you do if you're the coach? You got 2:12 to go. The face-off's in the offensive zone where we haven't had a lot of ability. We seem to get clogged up.
Yeah.
We're in there. Do you pull the goalie now?
I don't think you have to do it straight off the face-off, but as long as you're able to hold the zone. But certainly, Bemidji has demonstrated that they've been able to do that here. Even when they were on the power play, they were able to hold the offensive zone pretty well on the power play as well. So Bemidji, by and large, having a pretty good afternoon.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe you pull the goalie now, get the 6 skaters in there to try and hold the zone.
Yeah, you
but
could.
I'm wrong. Coach is right. Byron's headed for the net. Here she comes.
Yeah.
She's kind of half out, though. She's not going all the way in, so she's going to go with your plan.
Yeah.
She's going to be ready to skate up.
Just to make sure that you get that first possession. Yeah. That you control that face-off.
So Frank and Fuller, Carlson, Knutson, Coe. I wonder who the 6th skater is going to be if we pull the goalie.
Is that Carlson maybe getting ready?
Carlson's on the draw.
Yeah.
Goes into the corner. This one's going to come out to Fuller, who just lost the handle. So good thing we didn't. Nice job by Frank. Back behind the net. This one's going to come back to Frank. Now over to Fuller. Fuller gets it up to Coe. Coe gets it around to Carlson, but now that's taken away by Cloquet. Cloquet still with it.
Yeah, and Cloquet's not necessarily looking for shots. They're just looking to keep it deep in the corners and just kind of waste time.
Yep. 1:22 to go, so they're doing a good job of that. Frank's now got it. Throws it off to Knutson. Knutson tries to hit Coe in stride. And that one's going to go back into the offensive zone with 1:08 to go. Plays it back to Fuller. Fuller over to Knutson. She whiffs on the pass. Throws it up ice. Byron's inching out of the net.
And unfortunately, Bemidji just has
Coe steals.
been able to control it. Now
Byron's going to come, I think. Here she goes. She's off. So empty net for Bemidji. It's Carlson, and that one's a souvenir.
And as soon as she shot it, too, she put her hand to her mouth, over her mask because that went up and over the glass. That was Emma Morton, a freshman for Cloquet.
A little bit of an airmail. So Frank, Fuller, Carlson, Coe, Runnigan, and Larson. And the Jacks win the draw, but didn't get quite enough on it. This one comes back. Larson's going to try and get a whack on it. 20 seconds. Runnigan's going to get over there. She dishes back to Frank. Frank's going down low. Puck's out front. And unfortunately, we're running out of time. 5 to go. And that's going to do it. Good game.
Yeah.
That one goal early.
Kind of an inadvertent goal as well. It kind of came as a surprise, that shot in that first period. It was just a wrister from the defenseman out, on top of the circle. And I'm not sure if it changed direction just before it got in the goal up to Libby, or just just misplayed it. But as she slid across and ended up catching the inside of that leg pad and scoring. But that was the only goal of the game. Bemidji, with a lot of scoring opportunities throughout, just unfortunately not able to get it.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the way it goes. Both goalies played really well.
Yeah, and really give credit to Cloquet as well. That final 2 minutes, when they needed to be able to waste time, they made it very, very difficult for Bemidji to be able to set up their offense. And it wasn't until late in the period that they were able to get in there on it. So.
Yep. Well, that's going to be a wrap for the JV game, everybody.
Yeah, for the varsity game coming up this afternoon, I think Cloquet is 9-13-1 on the season, so a few games under 500. And this wraps up that regular season. They'll be holding the section seedings should come out, I think, by this evening is when they'll have those. Section quarterfinals will take place on Thursday, and that'll be at the high seed. And then on Saturday, so a week from today, will be the section semifinals. And that's at the high seed as well. And then you'll have the section finals. Again, that's also at the high seed. So,
which is a change this year.
Yeah, that'll be next Wednesday. So Thursday, Saturday, Wednesday is the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and then the finals.
So that's a wrap for now, everybody. We're going to take this down, and although I think the varsity might be coming straight out here to warm up, might they?
Yeah, typically they grab that dirty ice and go do it.
Yeah, so I think we got time to shut this down and turn it back on. So for now, everybody, that's going to be a wrap.
Yeah, probably.
TJ, thanks for always helping out, and help. Appreciate it very much.
So it's been
for all of you, we got a little thank you for watching.
Look at that.
We appreciate it very much. So this will be the last JV broadcast for us this year, and then the last varsity after this. So we'll have to bring it back next year, but we're out for sections. So thanks, everybody, for watching your JV games, and enjoy the varsity coming up.